flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
John S.
Here.
Alicia. Robert. Here. John H.
Here.
Annette.
Here.
Tracy Ellen. Barbara.
Here.
Doug.
Here.
Alan.
Here.
The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with this provision of this act, the Riverdale Regional Board of Education has caused notice of this regular meeting to be publicized by having the date, time, and place sent to the Record newspaper, the borough clerks and borough libraries, as well as posting in the school district principal's offices, faculty rooms, and the board office. According to New Jersey Public Law 2001, Chapter 226, the smoking or use of any tobacco product is strictly prohibited anywhere in the public school buildings or anywhere in school grounds, including but not limited to parking lots, grassy areas, and athletic fields. Violators will be subject to a fine not to exceed $100.
Thanks.
The mission of Riverdale Regional School District is to provide a safe, student-centered environment in which each student is valued and respected, to challenge each student to reach their potential, to nurture every student's intellectual, social, physical, and emotional growth, to promote a healthy work ethic, a passion for learning, and a respect for oneself and others, to develop responsible citizens for our diverse community in an ever-changing world, to continue to involve our community in an active partnership, to provide all students the opportunity to achieve and exceed the New Jersey student learning standards.
Thank you. At this point, I'd like to open it up for public comments on agenda items only.
You have to go to the microphone, Mr. Ortiz.
Go to the microphone.
Yes.
I can project.
We want everybody to be able to see and hear you. You're that important.
Well, I came to say thank you to Dr. Albert. In 1969, when Dr. Wendell W. Williams, the superintendent of schools at Riverdale, offered me a teaching contract. I was student teacher at New Milford High School. And little did I know that 56 years later, I would be calling it my home still. It's tough. This is a great place to work. And I know you already know it, but we have great kids in this building. So I come to thank you. My 41 years teaching were great, and you allow me to continue 15 years after that coaching and subbing. And I covered 3 maternity leaves, and I drive the school bus. And so it's been like I've never left. And I've been treated that way all along. And when I sub a class, towards the end of the period, I will go to by the front door and make sure nobody's leaving early, which nobody was attempting to, but I'm making sure. And 80% of the kids on the way out will say thank you or have a good day. That's the kind of kids that we have nowadays. And they're all terrific. And you keep it almost like a family. I don't know what the present numbers are, but a few years ago I counted, and there were 17 teachers at Riverdale that were in my class at one time. So you hire your own too, you know. And so we've had some great things happen and some tough things happen as we lost people, but many of them you'll never forget. Like when the president landed 3 helicopters on the field and came to talk to us. That stuff you never forget. So I want to thank you for 56 years and for allowing me to continue all this time. Thank you.
And Mr. Ortiz, you're thanking us, we should be thanking you for your years of service, not just as a teacher, but as a coach and as everything else that we needed you for. I think everything that you just said so eloquently, I can, in only my short time here, only 2 years, 56 years on this earth, by the way, as of tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday. So you started when I was born. But in my 2 years experience here, I can echo every sentiment that you just shared, and it was so evident to me the first day I walked in, because of people like you, too. Meeting people like you. I met you early on as well. And it just, the Riverdale students, the Riverdale staff, they just speak for themselves. And there's a reason that people want to be here, and there's a reason that you get emotional when you're about to leave, too, because it means something to you. So we've been happy to have you, and it's been my great pleasure just for 2 years, but many of these people on the board know you a lot longer than that, and thank you for your time.
And I personally want to thank you for all your support and input with the Friends of Riverdale's golf outing for the last 20 years. We appreciate that greatly, and we hope it continues. Okay, anybody else? All right, at this point, we have a presentation on a international business trip.
Yeah, so I'm going to take the opportunity to introduce Tammy Lanahan, one of our business teachers. She was the sponsor for a international trip that we took recently. So I asked her to just put some slides together and bring some students in to talk about their experience. So Tammy, the floor is yours.
My name is Tammy Lenihan. I was the chaperone, or really, I guess I put the trip together. We had an amazing time. The kids were awesome. And I wanted to introduce two students that went on the trip, and they just want to share their experience, Malcolm and Nick.
Hi, I'm Nick Karpenko. I'm a senior here at Riverdale, and I went on the international business trip, as Ms. Lenihan was saying. The business trip in general was just one of my favorite experiences throughout the entirety of high school for me, just because like I had never really traveled abroad up until high school. So getting the opportunity to go with a lot of my peers to go see historic destinations in England, Wales, and the UK was something that I just really loved doing, and I've grown really fond of it. Two things that I found amazing about the trip is, number one, our ACIS manager, Dominic. He's one of the greatest people I've ever met. He knew the local history, like, immediately off the bat. I would ask him a question. He instantly was able to respond to me, tell me the perfect answer. I'm like, oh, you know, I love talking about history, so being able to just listen to him and really gain something from talking to him meant a lot to me. And he always made witty remarks, very humorous guy, very understanding. And number two, another part of the trip that I really liked was the amount of freedom that it gave us. So something that's like a pet peeve of mine when I'm going traveling with my own family is that I'm typically much faster than they are. So they're the people in the museum who want to see every single type of thing and every artifact, and I'm just waiting at the exit just like, oh, when are you guys going to finish? But with the trip, especially when we were going to like the British Museum, is we had a guided tour for about an hour, and then they just said, you can go wherever you want. You have 45 minutes, see what you want, and then we'll gather at the exit. And it let me go at my own speed. It let other people go at their speed. And it really just, it meant a lot that I was able to just see everything I wanted to see, not have to be dragged by my parents to see things that, you know, I don't really care about.
Hello, everyone. My name is Malcolm Darty. I was also on this international business trip. This trip really taught me how to step out of my comfort zone. Like, I feel like I got to know more people and meet other people, and I just felt like we just all bonded together abroad, and I just felt like it just really taught me, like, how to, like, you know, what I said before, step out of my comfort zone. And just overall, it was an amazing experience. Thank you, Ms. Lenihan, for organizing this. We just overall just had a great time, and it's also just like it can also inspire young kids like me and like people who are going in their senior year, like to maybe think of like doing like a semester abroad in college or like a gap year. There's definitely a lot to, you know, learn from this trip. You know, like we saw the Big Ben, the Stonehenge, and many other fascinating sites on this trip. And I'm never gonna forget this trip and this experience. It's definitely gonna be a trip I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. And yeah, just overall, I just enjoy meeting all the people and bonding with them. So, yes, and just thank you.
I think I'm Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was fun. The kids were awesome, and just like Malcolm said, we all bonded, and it was just great. I mean, who would think, like, how many adults would say I'm going on a international trip with 25 teenagers? But it was awesome. Like, you feel young, that's for sure. But it was fun. We bonded, and it was great, and I'm going to do it again.
Business piece of it, I mean, your experiences with that.
It was great. I mean, the ACIS is the company we used, and they were phenomenal. I mean, if there was anything that came up, we had a couple things come up, it was taken care of within, an hour. So, if the hotel or anything like that. So it was great, and internationally it was good, just organization, that's what it takes. Like, everybody has everything in place, but we had a good management company. I don't think I could have done it by myself, just on my own, but ACIS did an awesome job, so.
I appreciate that you gave our students that experience. It's a lot for a teacher or an advisor to take a group of students overseas. There's a lot of responsibility, obviously, and a tremendous amount of planning that goes into it. There's planning that goes into any field trip that we take, but certainly an international field trip. The fundraising and everything else that goes on with it is extensive, so I appreciate that you took that on to give our kids that experience, because I think in hearing these two students, it's what I heard when they came back. So I heard all about the trip when they came back and what a great time they had. It's not just the history and the connections with the international business people that you met over there, but it's also the real world experiences they had and the opportunities to have some freedom to make some decisions about what they're going to do, maybe in college or beyond, if they want to study internationally, if they want to go abroad for a semester. It's less of a mystery to them now because they've had some sort of experience with that, and they can say that's something that I do want to do, or it's something that I don't want to do. So I'm happy that you're able to bring that to them as well.
Good. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Any
Thank you.
questions for Tammy? Thank you. You don't have to.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, that leads us to the president's report. I really don't have anything tonight, but I would like to thank everybody on the board for all your time and effort this year. It was I can't believe that the school year is over, but, we really had a cohesive board. We were all together. We all worked well together, and I appreciate that. And look forward to working with you guys in September again. And I'd like to thank the superintendent and the business administrator for another great season. Thanks for all your efforts, including the referendum. So
You're welcome.
that's my report.
Okay. I will just piggyback on that a little bit too. I want to thank everyone for another great year. Yes, it goes by faster and faster every year. I had a teacher when I first started teaching telling me, she was about to retire, and she told me that when you're 25, the world goes by at 25 miles an hour, and when you're 65, which is probably what she was at that time, the world goes by at 65 miles an hour. And it's so true. The older we get and the more we do something over and over again, it seems to just go faster and faster. So, but I think it's been a good year, and it's been my pleasure to work with everyone on the board, as it always is. I also want to say thank you to RGTV for doing an excellent job this year. We have a lot of newbies out here right now, people taking over the reins from some of the seniors who are moving on. That is in no way, shape, or form a statement on the fact that this is recorded and not live right now. That's just a coincidence. And we are live. Okay, good. I take that back. We are live. Excellent. Great job, guys. Thank you for all you bring to us, and to Mr. Trainer for training all of our RDTV staff here, so that we can bring this live to people who are not necessarily able to come out to the meetings but do want to catch the meeting and see what's going on anyway. So I appreciate that. To that end, it's been a busy last couple of weeks, and I want to take an opportunity to recognize there's so many different end-of-year events and gatherings and celebrations that have taken place in the last couple of weeks. So I wanted to thank our students for their achievements, our advisors and our teachers, anyone who had anything to do with putting those programs together. Just a big thank you to them, because it does lend to the culture of the Riverdale community, of the Riverdale High School community especially, We have so many clubs and activities, but also in the middle school as well, where there's a lot of things going on each and every week to commemorate the end of the year. Some of it taking place actually today. So again, it lends well to a positive school culture, and these are important things that many of our students, this is some of the reason that they do want to be in school, because of these other things that they do besides learning. This week we have two amazing events that are happening, specifically our middle school and our high school graduation. The middle school will graduate, the middle school will move up on, thank you, Doug, I felt the eye looking at me. Middle school moving up ceremony is on June 12th at 1 p.m. at the high school. They move up from the high school gymnasium. And the high school graduation is that evening, the same evening, June, did I say 12th?
19th.
Yeah.
19th, thank you.
June 19th.
June 19th, thank you. June 19th, on Thursday, June 19th at 5 p.m. on the field. Right now on the field, they're saying scattered thunderstorms. I'll be watching the weather very closely. As you know, the effort is, of course, to be outside, but we can only control so much. So hopefully, we got through really hot one last year. Hopefully, we'll be able to get through this one too. But we look forward to it and celebrating with our students another successful year. Finally, I don't know if Mr. Graham, Mr. Ferguson, we're going to talk about this later, but we were both at the Middle School Spanish Honor Society End of the Year event last week in Hackensack. It was excellent from my experience there. The middle school students were recognized for their participation in their society, all their community service projects, their participation in the club in general. Our club for the middle school was named the Chapter of the Year from the organization, the governing organization that oversees them. They'll be receiving an award in Panama, believe it or not, for receiving Chapter of the Year. This is not just the United States, this is all over. So we're really, really proud of that, the amount of work that went into that, and the advisors that have planned so much of what goes on with that organization. Really, I do tip my hat to them, because they're very much the lifeblood of the middle school, and they have their hand in a lot of different things that go on there. So I don't know if you gentlemen want to speak to it, but you were there as well.
Well, all I can say is, I didn't have a child there, but I felt like a proud parent attending. I mean, one child was better than the other. Their presentations, the way they spoke Spanish, I was extremely, extremely impressed. And the fact that the lowest award that anybody got was the bronze medal, I mean, says accolades about how good the program is at the high school here. So to the teachers and to the students, well done.
It was a wonderful evening, and it was nice to see how well our students perform in the classroom and outside the classroom. And one of our students actually received a perfect score on the National Spanish exam. Wonderful. Kudos to all.
Thank you both for attending too. That concludes my report.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, committee reports, budget and finance.
No meeting?
Okay, facilities.
Nothing to report.
Okay, community relations and technology.
No, nothing to report.
Okay, thanks. Curriculum
Nothing to report at this time.
and policy and governance. I know there was nothing to report. Okay, at this point, I want to move on all items designated with an asterisk to be part of the consent agenda and approved.
Two items before you open up. 12A, I'm going to request that we pull that from the consent agenda. I need a separate resolution for that, so we'll vote on that separately, if that's okay. And just a correction in 13R, it says 18 hours weekly. It's supposed to be 18 hours total. So they can stay on the consent agenda, just with that one addition.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion with the correction on point R that Dr. Alvord just mentioned.
Okay, thank you, John. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, John. Any questions? Okay, Trudy.
John S.,
Yes?
Robert,
Yes.
John H.,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Okay. B1 is recommended by the superintendent that the board accept with regret the resignation of teacher of special education, Kerry Koch, effective June 30th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Thank you, Doug.
I'll second.
Thanks, John. Any questions?
John S.,
Yes, and best of luck.
Robert,
Yes.
John H.,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes, and good luck.
Alan,
Yes, and best of luck. Okay. 12A is recommended by the superintendent that the board approve the comprehensive equity plan for the school years 2025, 2026 through 2027, 2028. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Robert. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Barbara. Any questions? Any comments? No.
John S.,
Yes?
Robert,
Yes.
John H.,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Okay. 13D, the superintendent, at the request of the board secretary, recommends that the board accept line item transfers and adjustments as listed in the financial report for the month ending May 2025. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, John. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, John. Any questions? Trudy?
John S.,
Yes?
Robert,
Yes.
John H.,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. 13U, it is recommended by the superintendent that all line items, that all items from the executive agenda dated June 16th, 2025 be approved. Do I have a motion?
I'll move. I'll second.
Any questions? Trudy?
John S.,
Yes?
Robert,
Yes.
John H.,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Okay, we have an addendum. 13V, the superintendent and board secretary recommend that the board approve the award of the contract with Aspire Technology Partners, LLC. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Robert. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Doug? Trudy?
John S.,
Yes?
Robert,
Yes.
John H.,
Yes.
Annette,
Yes.
Barbara,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
Alan.
Yes. Okay, old business, new business. Nothing? Okay, one of the things on the agenda tonight were our goals that we passed. And one of our goals is to attend more extracurricular activities within two towns, attend more events. We're going to need somebody to set up a calendar of events
I'm on
for
that
us.
one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna take care of it.
And we have nothing else. Okay. At this point, I'd like to open it up for public comments. Hearing none. We're going to go back into executive session. No action will be taken tonight, so Do I have a motion to adjourn the public section?
I move.
Thanks, Doug. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Robert. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's it.